Hi everybody, so today I'm going, ooh, sorry, that was loud. I'm going to be showing you guys today this prom look. It's a natural, very long look, but I think it's very worth it. So if you guys want to see this video, please keep watching. I'm also going to throw in, somewhere in there, I'm going to show you guys my prom pics, and I'll probably throw in something of how Palmer asked me or something cute like that, because I got an alert on my calendar because I save important events like this. And yesterday, so the 28th, April 28th, it's been 2 years since Palmer asked me to senior prom. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, if you guys want to see this, please keep watching. I'm going to start with my Origins Skin Complexion Corrector. I have this in the number 1, which is the light to medium, and I'm just going to dot this all over my face, and then I'm going to use a regular sponge and just blend it all over. Alright, and something that I just want to point out before I keep going with this look, it's very hard to tell on the camera that I have how blended it is. Mostly after I've finished a look for you guys, I finish it and then I go look in the mirror and I'm like, ooh, those are way too defined, and I normally write that in the description, but I just want to throw that out there so you guys don't think that I actually think that that looks the best and that's how I go out. Sometimes some of my lines just come out a little too defined, so I really just finish it by taking my fingers and just rub it in. So if you guys do notice that, I apologize. Alright, so I'm going to move on to my next color corrector, which is my Makeup Forever Invisible Cover Concealer in the number R32. This I'm just going to put a little bit on my fingers and dot it underneath my eye. And then I am going to use my Pro Flat Concealer SEPHORA Collection brush in the number 76. So now that I've used those two color correctors, I'm now going to move to my concealer, which I'm going to put underneath my eyes and any other spots that I want to cover as well. I normally do on the sides of my nose just because that tends to be where my blackheads are. So I'm going to do that with my YSL Anti-Cernes Concealer in the number 3. Unfortunately, this concealer is no longer available. I'm so sad because I've had this for the last like 3 years. I've bought a new one every time because I just love it so much. So if you can find this anywhere, let me know because it is amazing. I'm gonna have to move on to a new concealer soon because I'm almost out, so it's a bummer. Very sad. This I'm just gonna put underneath my eyes, and then I'm also gonna carry it down underneath my eyes into a triangle shape onto my cheeks. That will just help to overall brighten my face, so I'm gonna just start with that. To blend this, I just used my ring fingers. Now that I have finished my concealer, I'm going to move on to my last color corrector. This is going to help eliminate any redness that I have on my face, especially my nose. My nose will be red no matter what I seem to do to it, but this does definitely help. This is my Bésame color corrector in the Brightening Vanilla Powder. So this you can kind of go crazy with. It's not very pigmented. In fact, it's really just a very light shimmery powder, so you can really apply this wherever you want to. So now I am going to prep my face for foundation. I am going to use the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer Oil-Free Base. This stuff is by far my favorite primer. It is so lightweight. It doesn't look greasy or anything like that. All I'm going to do is squirt a little bit onto my fingers, and I'm going to rub this in on all over my face. You really don't need that much. Once I do that, I just kind of feel like I need to let it sit for a minute just because my skin feels, you know, like doing so much to it. My skin is super sensitive, so I don't want to put too much on it at once. I mean, I'm probably fine, but I just don't like to do that in my order of the way that I do makeup. So I am going to move to my eyeshadow primer. I use the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the original. The text has actually worn off on this, and this is my little like to-go one. This is what the container actually looks like. So this primer, I'm going to be applying it all over my eyelid, but I'm also going to work it up towards my brow bone also, just because I'm doing a lot of eyeshadow today and I want it to last. What you really have to think about for prom is you really want everything to last. That's why I'm doing all the steps that I'm doing. That's why I put primer on, and I'm going to use a stronger foundation today as well. So you just want it to last because you're going to be dancing, it's going to be hot. So you really want your look to keep up with you as you're going all night. So this is important. But next we're going to move on to foundation. This is by far one of my favorite foundations I've ever used. I'm almost out of it, so I'll probably switch to something else. But if you're looking for a good foundation that you're gonna wanna wear over the summer, I would definitely get a darker shade because this is awesome for summer. It stays all day, which is gonna be perfect for prom. And it's also, I have the oil-free one, so it doesn't make you look shiny or anything like that. The Laura Mercier Silk Cream Oil-Free Photo Edition Foundation. Talk about a mouthful. And I have this in the shade Bamboo Beige. This is definitely something that you don't want to go too dark with, but this is my summer shade, so it is going to look a little bit darker on me now, but I like it and I think it's good for prom because you don't want it to be too dramatic, but you have to think of all the pictures that you're going to take. You definitely don't want to look washed out, so this is great for that. Just as I did with my CC cream, I am going to put a little bit of this on my finger. I'm going to dot it all over my face and use a basic sponge to rub it in. Okay, so while my foundation is setting, I just kind of like to let it completely, like, not dry, but just like set on my face before I go in with my bronzer. I'm going to move to my eyes, and today I'm going to be showing you a look from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. Generally for the looks that I do with this palette, I do use the brush that it comes with. It's a dual-ended brush, so you have like a crease brush and then just a flat shadow brush. What I tend to also use, just because that crease brush is so big, I use my SEPHORA Pro Bullet Crease brush. I just love this brush because it is so easy to use and it is just more precise with the colors too, so this is a good one to use also, but I'll just start with the regular brush that the palette comes with. So as usual, I like a very natural look with my eyes. I am gonna do colors that are a little bit darker so they do show up nicely in pictures and accent my eye color as well. This is generally not a palette that I use on a daily basis because I love the original Naked palette so much. It's got more browns, which I like for my eye color. I tend to use this palette whenever I'm going out and I don't want an extreme smoky look like the Naked Smoky palette, but I want something a little bit more natural. That's what this palette is absolutely awesome for. Sorry, that was a mouthful. I'm gonna get into the look now. So I'm gonna start with a shimmery pink, kind of. It is the third shade in the palette. It's called Booty Call, which I just love the names of these. These are so funny. So I'm going to use the flat end of the brush and I'm going to apply this color all over my lid. What I also do with this color, because I like it so much and it's so brightening for your eyes, I also put a little bit of it on my finger and I'm going to dab it towards the inner corners of my eyes. That'll help to keep my eyes very bright and open looking. Next, I'm going to use the same side of the brush and I'm going to use the shade Snakebite. It's kind of a medium shimmery brown, but it's really nice. I like it a lot. This I'm only going to apply to the outer corners of my eye, still on the eyelid. I'm not going to go up into the crease with this color yet. I'm just going to dab it towards the sides. So I'm gonna make this look a little bit dramatic with a lighter shade now. I'm going to put the shade in between the two colors that I have on here now. I'm going to use the shade Suspect. This shade is a lot lighter than Snakebite, so this will help to make it a little less dramatic. Again, I'm keeping it slightly smoky, but I love the browns. I think it's so, so nice. It's very subtle for prom. I'm gonna change up this look a little bit by applying another color to my lid, a little bit more towards the inner corner though. I'm going to use the shade Chopper. This is kind of a more bronzy color, but it's very, very nice. I like it a lot. I'm going to finish off this look with using my Bullet Crease brush and I'm going to apply a shade to my crease. So because I do want this to stick out quite a bit, I'm going to use a little bit of Snakebite again and I'm going to run that over my crease. To start, I only put it on the outer corners, but I do like how dark it is and it's going to make my eyes pop, so I'm going to use that for my crease color. Alrighty, so now that I have finished my eyeshadow, I'm going to now move to eyeliner. For this, I'm gonna give you guys two options. Obviously, you guys have way more than that, but these are two that I love in two different shades. This is the Laura Mercier Tight Line Cake eyeliner. I fell in love with them, so I bought both shades. I bought Black Ebony and I bought Mahogany Brown, and they change up your look completely. So whatever you decide to do, you know, if I was gonna be doing a normal everyday look, I would probably do the brown just because it's a lot more subtle, but because it is prom, I am going to use the Black Ebony. For my eyeliner, I'm going to use my Pro Angled Liner number 22 brush. This brush is absolutely perfect for applying this type of eyeliner. As you can see, it's cake liner, so you actually have to apply water to it. And I take the end of my brush and I dip it in the water and I let a little bit drip onto the palette. It's very easy. As you can see, I let a few little water droplets on there, and then I'm just gonna take my brush and I'm going to go over the water droplets just to wet the eyeliner and get some on my brush. So now the secret for this eyeliner is actually for your tight line. This is my favorite, best kept beauty secret. A lot of people don't know what your tight line is, but you actually take this eyeliner, and I gotta do it quick because it does dry pretty quick. You lift your eyelid, so you put this underneath your eyelashes. So a lot of people don't know this, but it helps make your eyelashes look a lot fuller, and you'll really notice the difference. I'm gonna do it quick because this does dry pretty quick. So once you've done your tight line, you can use this eyeliner. Actually, I do all the time because I like how it's a liquid liner, and you can just pull it across the top of your eyelashes. That can be your actual eyeliner. I like it because, again, it's one of those really long wear products, so it won't fade and it just really looks a lot neater than some eyeliners. If you're going for a smoky look, I would definitely use an eye pencil and then use a smudger brush and kind of blend it out to make it look really smoky. So you can make this pretty much as thick as you want. As you can see, I ran it just across the entire top of my eyelashes, but I didn't make it that thick. This eyeliner is so awesome. You can do the bottom of your lashes also as your bottom eyeliner. Okay, so now that I've finished my eyeliner, I'm gonna let it just dry for a minute, and then I'm gonna use my eyelash curler and curl my eyelashes. So I actually forgot a step, so I'm gonna have to backtrack quickly. Normally when I do my foundation, I blend my Illuminator in with the foundation just because it helps make it look a little bit more shiny. It's a little bit brighter and it adds a little bit of color. I have the NARS Orgasm Illuminator. This also comes in a stick. I have the liquid one because I do like to mix it with my foundation when I'm putting it on, but I did forget, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit onto certain areas right now. Normally I do put this all over my face, but because it's not being blended right now with the foundation, which tends to mellow it out a little bit, I'm just gonna apply some to my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead. It made me look a little bit more pink, a little bit more shiny. It's obviously very, very shiny right now, but I am gonna go over with my bronzer right now so it will not look this shiny. The bronzer that I'm going to be using is by Too Faced. It is in the shade Sun Bunny, and then the brush that I'm going to be using to blend my bronzer is the Pro Flawless Bronzer brush in the number 46. It's a little stubby brush, it's cute. Now generally I don't go all over my face with my bronzer. I'll tend to just use my contour stick now just because it highlights the areas that I want to and I don't need to go crazy. But because it is prom, you do want to look totally put together. You want to have something that covers your entire face so you don't look washed out at all and stuff like that. I'm gonna apply a thin layer of bronzer and then I'm gonna move on to my contouring. Alright, so now that I have applied my bronzer, obviously you can tell it's pretty dark than what I had on before, but I know it looks a little too dark on the camera, actually quite dark, but it actually matches my neck very well and it looks like a very natural, healthy glow more in person. Maybe you won't believe me because it does look really, really dark, but I promise it's really good, or I wouldn't wear it because I'm not one of those people that likes to have someone point at them and be like, oh my god, look how much makeup she's wearing, you know, so I promise I wouldn't do that to you guys. So now I'm gonna use my contour stick. I'm not gonna do too much contouring, but I'm gonna do what I normally do, which isn't that much. Gonna apply a little bit on my cheeks, my forehead, the sides of my nose, and underneath my chin. Oh, sorry guys, I'm using the Clinique Chubby Stick Sculpting Contour Stick. It's in the number 1, the curvy contour. I think it only comes in the 1 shade. It looks very dark, but I love this contour stick. It's so easy to use and it's awesome. So with that, I'm going to take my little airbrush sponge and I use the slanted end just to blend in my contour. Okay, so now I know my face looks dark. So next I'm gonna move to my highlighter. I have shown in the past me using my Clinique highlighting stick, but what I'm actually gonna use today is by Perricone MD. It's the No Highlighter highlighter. As you can see, it's well loved. This stuff is awesome, and what I really like about this is it's a little less like sparkly. Not that the Clinique highlighter is sparkly necessarily, but what this is it's actually a skincare product, creates the highlighting look. So that's what I really like about this brand. Definitely check it out if you are interested in that sort of thing. But I'm gonna apply this in the same places that I would with my Clinique highlighting stick, but this is just kind of a different look, and I think it's better for prom. So with this highlighter, you're supposed to use your fingers and tap it in, not rub it, because it tends to take away the shine. But I've noticed that when you tap it, sometimes it's a little too shiny, at least for my liking. So I'll tap it first and then I'll usually blend it in to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, so if you guys can tell what I mean, it looks a little less shiny, I think, than the Clinique highlighter. So I just kind of like the way it looks, and obviously like my nose is way too shiny, so gotta rub it in like a ton. And then when I rub it, it gets red. Nose probs. Now that I've done my face, I'm going to move on to my blush. I'm going to be using my Benefit Dandelion blush. This blush is awesome. It's a very light pink. It's very subtle, and it's perfect for that nice little rosy cheek, but nothing too dramatic, especially for prom. I've had this forever. I use this all the time. It is definitely my go-to blush. So as you can see, pretty pink. Oh my gosh, my nose is so red because I just like hit it so much. I promise we are almost done, but prom is such a big thing. I didn't want to make this a short video. Next, I'm using the Hourglass lightening powder in the shade Mood Light, and I'm going to be using just a random brush. I don't really have a brush for this powder. This is just kind of one that I just use. It's the Pro Buffing brush in the number 62. It's kind of like band and it's nice and soft, so it kind of makes it easy to just put this all over. All this is gonna do is, like it said, it's just a lightening powder. It just helps to give you that pretty glow, especially for pictures, and this stuff is just awesome. I really like it. It's like this light pink, but it doesn't really show up pink. It's like more of a translucent powder. Next, I'm going to move on to my brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in Soft Brown. And then I'm gonna use the spoolie end and brush them out. And then I'm just gonna set them with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, just to make sure they stay in the right place. Next, I am going to highlight my brows with two brow pencils. They are both by Benefit. The first one is this lighter pink. It's the High Brow Pencil. And then this one is more brown. It's the High Brown Glow. So what I do with these is just to basically brighten up my eyes, my eye area, and make my brows look fleek or whatever. Everybody says that all the time. Anyway, I'm gonna use the High Brow Gel because it is the browner shade. I'm going to use this underneath my brows, and then I'm gonna use the other one on top. This pencil is very easy to use. I don't really blend it. I just kind of put it underneath. There's that one. You can tell it definitely highlighted them a little bit. This one, I tend to do the outer corner of my brow and I follow like the shape. This one I blend. So it makes the shape of them kind of stand out a little bit more, and it makes them look cleaner for sure. All right guys, we are almost done. So to set my makeup, I'm going to use my Makeup Forever HD powder, and I'm going to use my Makeup Forever, I think this is the Kabuki brush. It's this little fat one here. So I'm gonna just put this all over my face to make sure that my makeup stays. This powder is amazing. It is by far my favorite setting powder that I've ever used, and it lasts forever. I've had this for so long. Well, so before I forget, for prom, obviously a lot of people use fake eyelashes. You really don't have to. I did not use fake eyelashes. I found that mascara worked just fine for me. So I'm going to be using my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara. It's definitely a long wear mascara, and I just love this mascara, so there's that too. Oh my gosh, okay, so right when I was finishing, my camera like died, and I literally just have to do my lips last. My headband's falling out. Oh, okay, my hair's gonna look pretty interesting for the last like minute of this video. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's awful. Okay, anyway, I am going to finish with my lip. First, to prep my lips, I'm going to be using the Lush Mint Juleps lip scrub. I love this stuff, seriously, it's amazing. This is what I put on every day before I apply a lip color. Not that I apply a lip color every day, I generally don't, but this is what I use when I do. So I just lick my lips and then I apply some of the lip scrub. It tastes so good too. It's like so hard not to eat it. Prep your lips by like removing the dead skin and moisturize them, and it's just awesome. So obviously I do things pretty natural, if you guys couldn't tell, and I didn't say that enough already. I'm going to be using two colors for my lips today. I'm going to be using my all-time favorite lip color, hands down, best lip color I've ever used. It is the Urban Decay Super Saturated High Gloss Lip Color in the color Naked. So this is just a lip pencil. I'm going to put this all over my lips. So as you guys can see, very, very natural. I absolutely love it. And then for prom, gotta go with the gloss, gotta make them stand out a little bit more. I have the Sephora Collection gloss in the number 14 Natural Look Shiny. This is just a good color to just cover it, make it a little bit more noticeable, and it's gloss. I mean, you gotta live it up for prom, right? That is the lip that I did for both years that I went to prom, and I just like it. It's very simple, nice light pink, and it matched both my dresses. Alrighty guys, so I am so sorry that was so long. I didn't realize it was gonna be that long, but I think it needed to be just so you guys could see the entire prom look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have an amazing time at prom if you were going to prom. Before I go, I want to just say that, you know, for this look I did use the Naked 2 palette. I also want to recommend two others based on, you know, your dress color does kind of determine how you do your makeup or what it looks like. So I also want to recommend the Makeup Forever Palette 9 Artist Shadow Palette. This is awesome. It has some of the most beautiful brown shades that I've ever seen or used. They're so pretty, and it's such a great selection. So I really recommend that if you want to stick with the natural look like I showed you guys. And then if you guys have a color dress and you want to throw a bit of color in with your shadow, definitely highly recommend the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. This palette is amazing. I actually have not used it as much as I wanted to, so I'm definitely going to start using it more. But it's also got some of those awesome brown shades too, as well as a selection of some fun colors at the bottom. So I just wanted to share those two with you guys, give you guys a little bit more of an option. Please let me know if you guys want to see prom hair also. I'm thinking of doing like next week some prom hair. This is my crazy hair right now, so I will not be doing this, but I will be doing something else. If you guys want to see that, just let me know. And I hope you guys enjoy my little prom ending to this. Not like the video has been long enough already, but I really want to share that with you guys. I loved prom and I had a really good time, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.